What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Draftapalooza Playoff Edition. That's right. We're drafting best ball playoff teams on DraftKings, maybe Underdog. Well, who knows? But mostly DraftKings right now, leading into the start of the NFL playoffs. I'm excited to do it. We've got all the strategy figured out. Let's get into it.
Kevin the Geek, bringing analytics through. Live with the homies, yeah, the whole damn crew. We scouting every bucket, every snap, every play. Stacking QBs and receivers, getting paid today. Strategy is locked, watch the ADP drop. Climbing up the ladder, headed strictly to the top. It's the postseason struggle, but we keeping it cool. Taking everyone to school, that's the golden rule. Lock the contest in, let the clock tick down. We're the kings of the draft, running this hometown. It's the army tank, we take you on a screen, get your mind right. Rolling black, Kevin the guy. Rolling black, Kevin the guy. Yeah.
All right. Draftapalooza with a new theme song. Let's go. All right, guys, welcome back. Draftapalooza Day 2. Remember what we're doing here. We're drafting best ball, NFL best ball playoff teams, and the only way to have any kind of shot at getting to these finals, you've got to methodically work your combinations. We talked about, I don't want to get into it too deep again, but stacking is everything in playoff best ball. Got to get to the big show. And then you got to be able to win the big show. We have to field the fullest of full teams in this contest. You have to field the fullest of full teams in the Super Bowl. And a couple of things I've already noticed. So I'm just, either that or we got Blink 185 together to make the song for us. It's one or the other. But there's two main things that you have to think about with playoff best ball. And primarily it's the combination of teams that make it to the Super Bowl. Now, we started to notice some stuff yesterday when we were doing the show. Like, for example, you can't build a lineup with Puka Nacua and Davante Adams for the most part. Nobody can make it because Puka goes 1.0 overall. And Davante tends to, like Stafford and Davante tend to go before it comes back around. So yeah, doing 20 of them is good. Keep them going. I don't necessarily recommend slow drafting these because I think it's better to put your concentration into one draft as you're doing it. But, to each their own. I'm not going to say not to do that. So if I like Jags and Eagles in the Super Bowl, I have to, yes, my lanes. Hell yeah. Again, you can go back to my video yesterday, the explainer video, but there's no point in being in this contest if you cannot field a full team of positions in the Super Bowl, right? Because all the money comes down to the last week, the Super Bowl week. And you're going to be in there competing against teams that have landed on stacks of the two teams that make the Super Bowl. So the way I want you to draft these is being methodical about it. As a matter of fact, make a checklist, right? And say, oh, I made a Jags Eagles. Okay, now I made a Patriots Eagles. Now I made a Broncos Eagles, right? Now I made a Broncos Seattle. You've got to go through them. Again, we've got the schedule. We've got the postseason probabilities on this website here, playoffstatus.com. I'm not checked this. Some of these probabilities seem off to me, but you can get Puka, Stafford, and Kyren, but what you can't get is Puka, Davante Adams, and Stafford. And if your other side is Denver, there's nothing wrong with that. The only round one, that's right. So you got to make sure in round one that you get past round one, which means you have to have some other studs in there. If you're going to if one of your teams is going to be a bye week team, now, yes, it's nice. You can get those guys later. They're appropriately priced, but okay. Yeah, here we go. All right. Yeah, that's Ray. So All right, there we go. So we are rolling solo today. We'll try to get Ray Zani on here. He's got some work things, so he'll be on with us tomorrow. But again, really important, thoughtful, right? Super Bowl winner, Super Bowl makes the Super Bowl. Only 7%. Like some of these teams, these numbers. So you got 60% on Seahawks. Obviously, the 2 bye week teams get the most probability, but the reason they're getting that higher probability is because they have a bye week. Once your team reaches week 2, these probabilities change. So these numbers don't matter that much. What's most important here is to really get a sense of which teams have, like, do we want to really treat as a possibility for the Super Bowl, right? So I'm going to say right now, I'm going to not treat the Steelers as a team that can be my Super Bowl team. Probably the Chargers, Panthers, and even the Packers fall into that category. Although I'd give a little more odds to the Packers. Just, they have a pretty complete overall team. They can get it done, right? So as I look through these, I think about what combinations I want to make. And, it's all about AFC, NFC. So Seahawks, Patriots, right? Seahawks, Jaguars, Seahawks, Texans, Seahawks, Bills. The Bills are a really popular team, even though their conference championship odds are a little lower. Again, ignore, right? All we need to do is kind of have our own ideas of what's going to happen. The reason their conference championship odds are low is because, hey, they're only got a 34% chance to get past round 1. So, there's a good chance that doesn't work out for them. That's how these things are all set up. So kind of forget that a little bit and just be aware that any one of these teams, as I go through it, I think the Texans, Broncos, Jaguars, Bills, and definitely the Patriots, and even the Chargers, they're all possibilities, right? Chargers lowest of them to me. As we look at the NFC side, the Panthers, I don't see them getting there. I think the Bears are a bit of a long shot to get there, being that they're so young of a team. Packers are a long shot. So for me, it's Seahawks, Rams, Eagles, and 49ers as the 4 teams that I want to primarily think have a shot of getting to the Super Bowl. We don't care if they win the Super Bowl. All we care is if our players are playing in the game. That's all that matters. You got some, again, I'm just using the sportsbooks odds for help with this. And we're going to get into the draft in seconds here. I just want to kind of even refresh my own mind and all of yours. And again, the understanding of these contests is you do not win unless you are heavily stacked with the teams that are in the Super Bowl. This is why stacking comes above what you might think is a better player. Having a team of a whole bunch of different players will not win at all. It won't win anything. Or it could get you past round 1. And by the way, if you had a strategy where I just want to make it to round 2 and, make $2, fine. But that is definitely not why you want to play this. You want to put yourself in position to win $1 million or $500,000, or anything can happen. It can happen for you guys. It does not take a DFS wizard to win this. It just takes mental discipline to do a lot of these lineups and to be methodical about the combinations, and then maybe get and significantly get lucky. Right? Luck is a factor, but we make our own luck. Conference championship winner, Seattle, Rams, Eagles, Bears. 49ers are low on this list, but they go very high in drafts, so keep that in mind. 49ers go much higher in drafts than where this implies. Seattle is available very late in drafts, but again, with Seattle, we are not getting week 1 scoring. And then the Rams are the team that people attack the most aggressively because they're the team that is more likely to get us multiple games. And I love the Rams, but keeping in mind that the Rams are wildly difficult to build a full stack around because of how that team is set up. So with all that being said, let's do another draft. I'm going to get into it. I am not purposefully trying. What I would like you guys to do as you're watching this is do your own drafts alongside me. I don't necessarily want us to draft against each other because I don't know that that's super helpful. And I don't really like doing that in these because only one person is moving on from each pod here. So, but I want you to draft alongside me. While you're watching the show, get in there, do a draft, knock one out, and we'll talk it through here on the stream. But just be aware, I'm not a professional best ball drafter. And best ball playoff drafts are difficult. So I'm going to make mistakes in some of these drafts. Hopefully, what our goal is going to be is to get that perfect draft where we can kind of get a nice combination to check off our box that says, hey, I've got Rams, Patriots covered. Or, hey, I've now got Seattle Bills covered. Or whatever it is that we want to cover. All right, so we're getting pick number 2. And usually that's the Christian McCaffrey spot. Some people could take Josh Allen there. I don't like Josh Allen that early. Christian McCaffrey, do I have a Christian McCaffrey draft? No. I don't think I have a 49ers draft that I've done yet. So fine. We'll embrace the Christian McCaffrey spot and build us a this one is going to definitely be, we're going to build a 49er stack. And then let's think about the other side. We'll let the other side come to us. So 49ers are playing in round 1, which allows me to consider a Broncos on the other side of it. I don't super love the Broncos to make the Super Bowl. They could get there. So I don't mind it. Maybe we'll do the Broncos on the other side of it. Maybe the Jaguars, they're also available kind of late, can do that. Maybe I'll think about the Patriots as well. We'll see if any of their players. The downside of the Patriots for me is I'm not really in love with a lot of their players in terms of them helping us get to the Super Bowl, even if they're winning games. So, but the 49ers players, they are heavy scorers and they should carry a lot of the team, but you need, it takes 2 to tango. So anyway, we're in the 49ers spot with McCaffrey, so I'll embrace it. Yeah, do I think the Eagle, if you're looking at these numbers, if you're looking at the numbers here, by the way, this is very clear that the 49ers are not likely to get there. So this is almost like a dead one on arrival. We are taking a plus 1,500 team. You're right. The Eagles are plus 500. Seattle Rams, all better. But let's see what happens. So he took Puka. And again, it's just the Christian McCaffrey spot. So I'm just going to embrace this because I have not done a 49er stack yet. And by the way, the 49ers get all 4 games. So if we, yeah. Oh, I'm definitely getting Ricky. Here's how much I love Ricky. I was literally listening to Skid Row the other day. 90s metal group. 18 in Life. And I was thinking of Ricky Pearsall. It made me happy. All right, so let's pay attention to the draft as it goes along here. By the way, I wonder if I can I do this? Oh, no. I would love to, Underdog lets you open this in a separate window, which would be nice. Do I love Rick? Yes, I do like Dart way more than Ricky Pearsall. There's no one compares to Dart. Nothing compares to him. He's got the full package. He's got looks. He's got leadership skills. So here you go. This is why it's difficult to take Puka first. You take Puka 1 overall, cool beans, nice work, and then somebody else starts with Stafford Adams, and this happens every time. Now, this is interesting. This person went Saquon Barkley and James Cook as his starting duo, which Buffalo's, yeah, okay, all right, I'm kind of okay with it. He blocked this guy. When you take Josh Allen and you don't get James Cook, your whole kind of thing is fucked a little bit. So now he takes Kyron to kind of split up in this draft all of these Rams to the point where no one will get a stack. So no one will get a full stack, right? We're coming up next. Let's see what we got. This is the George Kittle spot. So I'm just going to embrace it. And we're going to take George Kittle here and kind of embrace the 49ers combo. Just keep it in mind. Listen, you might say, hey, Kev, a lot of people are going to have that combo. They will, because that's just how it sets up. Fine. A.J. Brown, let's see who goes there. So now this is interesting. We got McCaffrey, we got George Kittle. We can quickly pivot and start looking at a secondary stack. I can do Jacksonville. I can do Houston. Let's go Jacksonville. Let's give Jacksonville a chance at the big show. Right? I should be able to get some of those players late. Now, I'll need one of Purdy or Lawrence. I'm probably going to, it doesn't matter which one. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one. And then we want to kind of like, so I'll give a little show of how I start to do this. When I'm starting to combo Jacksonville and San Francisco, now I'm going to start to highlight players from those teams. So we could have gone Denver too. I would like to do another one with Denver, but yeah, Myers, Jennings. We're just going to highlight players from those teams so that I can keep an eye on them as this draft goes on. Brenton Strange, right? Get this whole group and just start highlighting these guys. And we'll think about their rank as well. So if I'm picking 23rd, I need to take Trevor Lawrence or Brock Purdy with this next pick, one of the two. But I'm open to either one here because of how this is set up, right? We got Lawrence, we've got Purdy, and then we've got the rest of the pieces from these two teams. I don't know how Darnold got in there, but you do want to try to use this to mark some of the players that are tied to your stacks. So yeah, Kincaid goes. So we want to mark those guys and make sure that we're not forgetting about them as the draft. Yeah, there's Brenton Strange. Get him in there as the draft goes on. Now, the secondary thing we want to be doing, Lawrence or Purdy. Let's go Purdy here. We'll build more aggressively towards the San Francisco side. Now, once I've got Purdy, I don't definitely need Trevor Lawrence anymore. I can now kind of do different. And remember, you look at the rank, you look at your pick number, that gives you an idea of where some of these players should go. So as I'm looking at in my queue here, I look at the rank. This player's ranked 19, right? We're at pick 26. So now I'm getting a bargain on this player if I were to take him. But I still need the rest of my stack built up. So I'm going to go Jennings here because I'm slightly favoring the San Francisco side of this because I have Purdy already. But I love them both. And if it came back around and Lawrence and Myers were available or something like that, we're gonna do that as well. So now that we got Purdy, Jennings, Kittle, ETN. We know about where's my guy? Pearsall. We're gonna highlight him, make sure we don't forget about him. Just gonna highlight any other players from these teams that we can potentially consider. Brian Thomas Jr. Fine. So from here, we can also consider building another kind of like emergency backup stack because I focused more on the 49ers. If I'm doing an emergency backup stack, it should be well, I've only got one piece so far from Jacksonville, so that's not a definite counter stack anyway, right? So we could still build up. There's Ray. What's up, brother? Hop on in if you can. But we're going to have Ray tomorrow in here, guys. So anyway, yeah, backup stack. So I only have one piece so far from Jacksonville. And yeah, Parker Washington. So I got a couple other pieces here that we can grab from them in the next couple picks and kind of make it official. What's up, Lone Wolf DFS? What's up, fellas? I hope you're enjoying Draftapalooza, guys. These drafts, these are my real drafts, right? Like I'm just doing this in real time. Hopefully, what I'm hoping is that doing this in stream is helping me focus and concentrate my insane ADD energy on like these drafts, right? So that I'm really hyper focused on making sure we're doing, well thought through drafts here. All right, so he goes Bo Nix, leaves us Parker Washington, Brenton Strange. So we got a couple of nice pieces left from Jacksonville. So I'm gonna embrace it. Parker Washington taken at the right time, as will Brenton Strange be. So now we will have completed a fairly complete. There we go. Yeah, this will be a fairly complete Jacksonville 49ers super stack. I love it, man. I love it. Actually, somebody yesterday mentioned highlighting these players and putting them in the queue, and I have to credit that person, man. It is nice when you do that. All right, it is a little simpler and easier. So from here, now I've got enough from this combo that we could fill up a full Super Bowl roster. So while I'm going to continue to look for players from those teams like Thomas and Pearsall, now I want to try to get some players that also could help me get to the Super Bowl and maybe even serve as a secondary like partial stack, right? So let's see what's floating around here. We got some Rams players, Marion, Hampton was just there, he's gone. Parkinson, Loveland. There's a couple pieces from Chicago floating around. Which pick number? We're at 45, so we're actually going to have to take Pearsall here anyway, if we want to get him. So Quentin Johnston, let's kind of look at, I like to also look at the draft board, what other people are doing. When you will have your playoff DFS breakdown video. Oh, Lone Wolf DFS. I'm making those later today. I just didn't want to push it too early because these games are Saturday and Sunday, and I wanted to actually wait for our projections to pop in. So yeah, tomorrow I want to try the one-off first-round player and building stacks at the end. All right, we're going to have to talk me through that strategy, Ray, because that is, I guess that's like a Puka thing, but you got to talk me through that strategy. And I trust that you're good at that, but, definitely want to talk me through it. All right, so I'm going to take Pearsall here just to complete the super stack with San Francisco. And what this ensures is that I have a full San Francisco team in the playoffs. So let's take a look. Oh, we're back on the clock, and I have no more players on my draft board. So here's where I could start to like build a third potential stack. And let's see here. Franklin, Stroud, DJ Moore. Just looking at who's available. And yeah, fuck it. Let's go Houston. You're saying like take JSN, but don't go for Seattle? I don't know. All right, so I just picked up Woody Marks. So Houston, okay. So now I'll kind of like highlight some other players from Houston, and there aren't that many. Jaden Higgins. So can kind of like consider these guys as a second, like a tertiary stack. And the reason it's acceptable, even CJ Stroud is floating around. So I could like kind of build a full counter secondary stack around Houston so that if Jacksonville doesn't get there, maybe Houston would get there. So that gives me a double opportunity, assuming the 49ers get there. So you built it. You kind of build the double capacity here. Let's see what everybody else is doing. It's also important to kind of keep an eye on what everybody else is doing here. You got Rams and Charbonnet. It's hard to really fully grasp what everybody's doing here. Yeah, Seattle stacks are another way to go. The downside of the Seattle stack just remains that you have to work around, with the Seattle stack, you just got to work around that week one bye. So if you have a bye week team and you get the bye, that's money in the bank, guys. All right, so where are we? I'm on the who's on the clock? All right, we're up next, so let's pay attention here. So we've got Stroud and Schultz in our thing here, and yeah, I think we're gonna stick with it. Jaden Higgins went. Should almost take Stroud and fuck over the person who's trying to do that secondary stack. I'm gonna take Stroud next if he's still there after Easy takes his picks. Yeah, I think we got to do this. So we've now built a pretty strong secondary stack here with CJ Stroud. So all the way. So we've got, this is the 49ers, and I've comboed it with enough players from both Jacksonville and Houston to give me a real chance. And this is a great team. This is a team with great potential at bare minimum to get past round one. So I like that. Let me kind of scroll down and see if there's any other players. With our last pick, your last pick, you can get a little bit creative, and I encourage people to get creative, guys. Ray Zanny, speaking of Ray, who's a very experienced player here, last year or a couple of years ago, one of the ways to win this was you had to take a player effectively that no one was even taking in drafts. You had to scroll all the way down to James White, who really wasn't being taken by many people at all. So I like this idea of scrolling down a little bit here. See if we can find anybody else, especially maybe connected to one of the teams that we've drafted, that might have a chance of resurrecting here at the end. Yeah, no, not Kendrick Bourne. Sometimes it requires an injury, like an Emmanuel Wilson, if we were building around that team. Even Brian Robinson Jr. could be somebody to consider. You know what? I will take him. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take Brian Robinson Jr. This is a super long shot, but what he does, I mean, Dowdle could be interesting for week 1. Let's see what's going on again up top here. Yeah, Manungai, Rogers. I like the idea of scrolling down a little bit. And maybe Dowdle. No, he's going up against my team here. So who was I saying just before? Brian Robinson Jr. Yeah. I went Brian Robinson Jr., and that's just because, like, what if no one takes him, and San Francisco gets there, but McCaffrey somehow gets hurt? All right, so I don't know. Let's do a quick overview of how this draft went. Guys, this is the point. If you're drafting along with me, yeah. By the way, Sean, this was my first 49er stack, and again, yes, we're just mixing them up, keeping in mind, look, we said here, San Francisco conference finals, unlikely, right? They are not very likely. So I'm going to build that one. But now I've got San Francisco covered with a couple of potential options. Now we can move on. Now we don't need to keep building too many more San Francisco. We will when it allows for it. But yeah, their chances of getting there are not as good. Even the Packers have a higher shot. Even the Bears have a higher chance. Everybody does. So we really want to focus Seattle Rams, Eagles. Yeah. Seattle Rams, Eagles on this side, and Broncos, on this one, we got Jags, Bills, Texans, Patriots, and Broncos, all real. Yeah, it makes it harder. And that's why, yeah. Am I doing a slate breakdown for this week, even though it's the play? Yes, guys. Yeah, we're definitely doing that. I've been sitting. So to talk about this, since we've just switched the topic, I've been really thinking about on the breakdowns, if I want to do Saturday only and Sunday only, or do like a full slate. And I'm kind of thinking about doing like a hybrid discussion of it. I'll start with Saturday. We'll do a Sunday only, and then almost like graduate into a combo one, because it's hard to figure out what the best way to do content is for this playoff slate. Yeah, Super Bowl wide open. We see here, like, who's going to win it? I think it's, I like the Patriots. I like the Bills. I like a lot of these teams. I don't know. The Bills, could they get there? Of course they can. It's the Bills, but they haven't been that great. Texans, don't think so. Jaguars, don't think so. Like, if I'm really thinking about it, I think it's one of these three. It's hard to build Broncos teams. Bills stacks don't work that well. Bills only score with 2 players. If I can get the late pick on this next one, we'll do another Bills. But again, this draft here checked off my boxes for McCaffrey and the 49ers, comboed with Jags and Houston. So I've got both of those eventualities covered. All these players are playing in week 1. We are golden here. And I think this team will advance past week 1. Will it make it to the end? That depends on the other teams. Should we look at how everybody else drafted here? Nah, fuck it. Let's just do another one. Let's just move quickly, as fast as possible, right? So I'm going to do another one here. Get in there. And again, I'm not encouraging you maniacs to draft against me. I don't need that. Actually, I don't care. Could work better, but there we go. There we go. Okay, we are back. We're picking, number 2 overall. So we're back in pick number 2 position. Again, that is the McCaffrey spot. Ooh, yeah, we definitely reserve those. Reserve the shit out of those guys. I want to see as many of you guys in the Pocket Max contest as possible. Got 4 tickets still. Have not gotten the 5th one. Came close last week. Came close the week before. Got some 2nd places, some 3rd places. I feel like I've been dancing around those extra Pocket mini cups for weeks now. All right, so but once again, I'm in McCaffrey position here. So I'm going to try to think if there's any other creative thing that I can do. You got second as well. There you go. So not in the same one as me, but like that's the McCaffrey spot. I just did a McCaffrey one. Should I do another one? Have an idea about being maybe a little crazy by taking Barkley up there and then seeing if I can build a full blast Eagles stack here. Eagles are good too, right? What about the Eagles? Why do we forget about the Eagles? 3%, 7%, 24%. That's not too bad, right? Eagles. They're at the plus 420. It's about as good as it's going to get. Rams are a little better. Seattle. Now, if Puka doesn't get taken 1.0, maybe I'll take him. But I think maybe Barkley, and maybe if I start with, I don't love it, or JSN, fuck it, right? I've seen JSN, though, drop to round 2. I don't know. Take the JSN one off. I hate a one off, guys. I really don't like it, especially this early. I mean, you could build a whole team around JSN, but I've seen him go in round 2, and that's what's messing me up. Like, I'd much rather get the JSN in round 2 situation going. Oh, he took McCaffrey. So here we go. My first Puka share. Doing it. My hard stands for the playoffs? Oh, are we talking about, you got to be specific. Are we talking about this weekend slate? Or are we talking about playoff best ball? Because I'm definitely not going heavy on Pittsburgh and playoff best ball, if that's what we mean. So clarify the question, my guy. All right, so here we go. I'm just watching the board. So Saquon Barkley, okay. Allen goes third. James Cook. Playoff best ball? I mean, I don't know. It's hard to make a hard stand. I haven't made it too many. I'm just trying to, my hard stand is stack the shit out of these teams and play your favorites. Like, I'd like the Rams to get there. If I can get a heavy Ram stack, I love it. I kind of like the 49ers to get there. I kind of like Seattle, the Broncos. Like, I don't know. The Patriots to me on the AFC seems like the team that's going to get there. I think it might be the Patriots, but it's hard to take hard stands because if you take a bye week in playoff best ball, you're not going to win. So that's like this guy. He took, see, Jackson Smith and Jigba falls to round 2, by the way. That's what you want to see. Now, if I can actually get Devontae Adams here, I'm going to get a boner alert on screen. So let's see if that happens. That would be the first time ever that was pulled off. Come on, you fucker. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Leave him for me. Don't fuck with me, brother. Don't do it. Don't do it. Takes Matthew Stafford. Now I'm taking Adams, bitch. And you're going to get fucking Stafford with no wide receivers. Motherfucker. Back to me. Fuck. All right. I got to start working on my second stack. You know what? Nico. Fuck it. Fine. I thought about a lot of different, I thought about Jacksonville. I'm not sure if I did right. We need the running back. I could have gotten Henderson and but Drake May's already gone. Yeah. Why would that guy take Stafford and Josh Allen? This is a fucking troll. That's why. This guy's a troll. Hell yeah. Love to hear that. By the way, guys, I didn't even show you, but listen, we got it, man. We have another wonderful, I love the playoff slates. Are we even talking about this? It's a 2-game slate. That's super fun. We got a 3-game slate. That's going to be amazing. And we can combo it to a 6-gamer. But the 2-game, playoff DFS is the best. This playoff best ball is just formulaic. We just have to remain disciplined, and we're going to win these. But all right, so now I got to be thinking about the team I'm building. I got Puka, Devontae, Kyron's not available, and the quarterback for the Rams is not available. So from here, if I have Nico, now I realize, okay, shit, I've got to I need a running back. I need players, or I got to build some other kind of a stack here. I could go Denver as well. and kind of combo up Denver and Houston, who have a lot of players available late. So I can kind of build Denver and so Puka, Devontae, and then Denver and Houston stacks with the quarterbacks. Yeah, let's keep building the Denver. I got RJ Harvey in there. Going to get Sutton in there. You don't want to go too heavy on these Denver players early because they're on bye. So in order for them to work, we've got to kind of work in some secondary players or different names that will get us past the week. Do I think I need yeah, it doesn't matter what the other guy did. I definitely need quarterbacks because we don't care what the other guy did. Getting past round one, it's all new people. The people you're playing against change every single round. No, what I did here, yes, Puka is an advanced player. Or look what I'm going to do here, guys. So let me explain what I did. I got Puka and Adams. Some other asshole sniped Stafford. Okay, that fucked me. But in the finals, most people won't have all three of them anyway. So now I have an unusual combo of Puka and Adams. But in order to win this, I now need my AFC representative. I'm assuming in this build that the Rams are getting to the Super Bowl. So now I need my AFC representatives to do the rest of it. And then later on, I can start to so I need to start highlighting Bo Nix. We got to get, so I've got Houston and here's Ram, Colby Parkinson. We're building around Houston. We're building around, wait, I'm on the clock. Colby Parkinson just went. Oh boy. Okay. So we're going to grab Bo Nix. And again, I'm going to look for Houston players here. Oh, Blake Corum's another name that we can consider. Ooh, okay, Blake Corum, there he is, right? We got Schultz and Woody Marks from Houston. We need another quarterback, C.J. Stroud from Houston. So we're probably going to take Blake Corum here and complete this Rams stack. By the way, people think that the Rams main guy, we need Brenton Strange in here. Let me get some. We got to get Schultz up in here. I need a tight end that might get there. Higbee is a consideration. Okay. Look through the names. Nose Flowers. What the fuck is he doing highlighted? Lyd McConkey. No. We're building. Oh, Denver. Yeah, we're building Denver and Houston. There's Jaden Higgins. Do you redraft second round? No. You're drafting one team, and this team needs to be well-balanced enough to get you past all the rounds and to have enough players in the Super Bowl. You don't redraft. This is one draft. So if you get to the Super Bowl and you didn't stack the two teams that are in the Super Bowl, you're not going to have starters. You will not win. That's the whole point of the strategy of this, guys. That's the strategy of this. If you make it to the Super Bowl, no, it's not too much. Build the biggest stack you can. Again, when you get to the Super Bowl, if the Eagles get there, if the Eagles are there, your opponent, the more players you have, the more odds from that game. Because everybody's going to have the same basic players. And you having like Calcaterra or some extra turd is the difference maker. The tight ends are going. I still don't have a tight end, guys. This is starting to be a problem. All right, I might need to go Higbee here. I wanted Dalton Schultz. It didn't get there for me. Higbee will last. So I'm just going to go Woody Marks and dice roll it that Higbee will be there. I don't even love Higbee, but man, we're running out of tight end. Oh, we can go Evan Ingram as well for the other side of that. So actually, I think I will go Evan Ingram here. So what do we got? So I actually built this is a really interesting, but I still need a week one tight end. So I don't have a tight end at all. So we're going to have to add somebody who's playing in week one. and maybe can get us a couple weeks to get us by a few weeks. Yeah, Higby's fine, but like he could also be a 0. This guy's got a Q tag. So we'll see. I'm going to get him on the next round if I can. His ADP is 60. So here's another little trick, guys. He's got the 63 ADP, and we're picking 59. So that tells me we probably should be able to get him if we wait. Now, you might say ADP means nothing. A lot of people use the terminology ADP means nothing. And in some ways, they're right, but in some ways, they're very wrong. How are they wrong? In terms of like trying to understand. Oh, well, there he goes. So, no, there goes my explanation. Should have done him on the last one. So now I just need any kind of tight end. We have Evan Ingram for a Super Bowl tight end, but I need any kind of tight end to help me past week 1. Barner is not playing. He's on bye week 1, so I can't even take him. Although I do like Seattle stacks, but I think I'm stuck with Gadsden here, or at least in the next couple picks. Why is Mike Evans in there? Get him out of here. Like everybody I try to highlight, it's not that guy. It's because it moves so quickly. All right, we're on the clock here, and our guys keep going right before we take them. I'm going to take Gadsden here because I don't have a choice. I've got to try to get past week 1, and there's an acceptable chance that Gadsden will last beyond week 1. So now I've got Evan Ingram and Gadsden, meaning if I make it to the this is a straight Denver build for the most part. This is a Denver build. Yeah, building around Denver a little bit here, so might as well embrace that. I'm just looking for, I took Pearsall just as a help me pass the week guy, but at this point, Janu, Calcaterra, there's nothing going on here that I think is going to be all that helpful. Oh, Turd Ferguson, maybe. You know what? I'll add Turd Ferguson at the end. Yeah. Yeah, that happens all the time on these drafts. By the way, that's another reason why, if you're doing these, I kind of recommend, like, I hate to say it, but I recommend doing like the $3 one. You don't have to throw that much money at this. Do the $3 one. I'll do $103. If I had the time, I would do 150 of these $3 drafts. I think you'd set yourself up in a real chance to win something. Like, if you're on the toilet, whatever you're doing, if you have this time, I think do the $3 ones and do a lot of them, because I feel bad like having to make a choice. The more money I have on it, the more sick I feel if I'm kind of picking a team that's not part of my, let's call it, baseline expectation of who has a chance to get to the Super Bowl, right? If I, even before with a 49ers team, I kind of think the 49ers can get there. They have the offense to do it, but they're going to be on the road every game. It might not work out. I love the Rams to get there, but you can't really build a full Rams stack. So like the Rams stacks are less sexy. Yeah, I might as well embrace this whole Denver thing and just add. I need a get past round 1 guy here, but I just don't see anybody like that that's still available. Like, just look at Sam Darnold, though, available at the very end. So just to talk about how easy it is to make Seattle stacks. That is a smart stack to make, guys. Don't sleep on the Seattle stack. I'm going to take Pat Bryant just to fully embrace the Denver stack that I'm building here. And what if it's Pat Bryant, that's the kind of player who can win you the tournament at the end? All right, so let's take a quick look at this draft. And guys, if you're drafting along with me and you're doing one, every single time you draft one, I want you to make a little box like, oh, so this one for me will represent, listen what we're going to do. This one for me will represent Rams, Broncos, with a nod to Rams, Houston. So we've got Rams, Broncos, Rams, Houston. Well, let me talk through how we did this. Okay, Puka, Devontae, fine. Rams. I added in Blake Corum. Rams. So then we start embracing Houston, Nico Collins. But then what happens is come back around, I switched it up because I saw Harvey and Sutton sitting there. So like, you know what? We can actually get a really nice Denver stack going, and Denver's got a real shot to get there. And again, because I only have a couple pieces from Houston, from the Rams, I'm like, all right, I need to build another full stack of a team that I think can get there. So we got Nico Collins as a help you get past the round guy, and maybe more. Now we got Harvey, Sutton, Bo Nix. So we built a 3-pack of Denver players, right? Blake Corum back to the Rams. Woody Marks back to Houston, get an extra player there. And now oh shit, I don't have a tight end. So I'm forced to take Evan Ingram here. And now effectively saying Denver needs to get there in this one for me to have a chance. And at that point, let's just embrace Denver. So we got Gadsden. We got Pat Bryant at the end, and we picked up a couple of help you get past the first round or two guys in Gadsden and Pearsall. Let me just look at this chart here, right? And so, hey, we played some Texans, and I took some Broncos. So now if the Texans beat the Steelers, which is what we're expecting, they will be the 5th seed. But if the Bills beat the Jaguars, the Bills will actually play the Broncos in round 2. So the Texans will now move over here to play the Patriots, winner of the Patriots-Chargers. So effectively, when you build Texans, and if the Bills win, if I build Texans-Broncos, there's a chance I have Texans scoring for me in round 1, and then again here in round 2, and then even a small possibility that they're scoring for us in round 3 if it's a Texans-Broncos championship game. On the flip side, because we built primarily Rams, nothing else matters. Rams. If they don't get to the Super Bowl, then we can still, if they don't get to the championship, then we're probably not going to advance this team. And if they get to the championship but don't get to the Super Bowl, we're not going to win the Super Bowl. But hey, at least we got a bunch of players from Denver, assuming it's Denver, that can help us not be in like last place. So we'll get like a middling finale score with that one if it works out. Again, let's go back to the contest details. I want to kind of show how this contest pays. If you just make it to round 2, you're going to get your money back. Yes, you got it. So again, little note here, just round 2 gets your money back or plus $1.50, so 1.5x. Round 3 gets you 15. So if you made round 3, all right. I only need to make round 3 with 1 out of every 5 or 6 entries in order to get back all the money that I paid in this contest. And then if you make it to round 4, even if you're kind of in the bottom group, you're still getting paid some money. So, it does pay to make it to round 4, but most of the round 4 people will wind up with $150. And unless you have a full stack, and that's when you can get in here and compete for 15 grand. And as you can see here, this contest, the main thing is 15 grand. Yeah. The foggy brain when you get the big, I know, man. I get that brain too, Terry Sarber. And I have to tell you guys, it does help me to do these in stream, right? It helps me just keep my concentration, partially because I'm streaming. So I'm like, fuck, I got to be locked in. I can't like do my usual get distracted by everything like personality. I'm able to lock in here and just kind of keep going, hammer it out. I didn't want to get into like spend too much time analyzing what everybody else did on that. Oh, here we go. Pick 2 again. Pick 2 again. So we're back in the number 2 pick spot. I will embrace Puka a second time if I can. Like if they leave him for me, I would do that. I mean, again, pick 2 is the Christian McCaffrey spot. And I think, I do think San Francisco. Oh, you're in there, Grizz? Oh, the Nuts is in here. That's not you. Wags, is one of these you? Grizz? Grizzor FN is. Oh, you know what? I should have these on screen. I can't believe I don't have my comments on the screen. I'm talking to you guys, and people in replay are not seeing it. Morgan. Okay, so he's in here. Morgan Elizabeth. There you go. Pick 5. So we'll do a full analysis of this one at the end because we got a couple of you guys in here with us. But again, for the purpose of, is Adam still bothered by his hammy? No. I would say I think they rested Adams for the playoffs, and I think he's going to be just fine in the playoffs. So again, this gives me a chance from this starting spot to go a few different ways. I can, if Puka drops, fine. I could just embrace McCaffrey and do another San Francisco build. Really easy and very convenient. I loved it, actually. I really enjoyed building that one. We could kind of snipe Josh Allen, but you're probably not going to get James Cook. We can snipe Barkley and build a full blast Eagles stack and probably get most of their players. Downside is Barkley hasn't been that great. Here we go. Everybody likes to be a little different with pick number 1. Let's see. I'm like not dying for this to look exactly like the last one. So that's why I'm kind of like, let's see if we can get a switch up. But I like them. I don't care. I like the 49ers ones. One thing I like about the 49ers is it okay to do 3 things? Yes, but be careful about it. Be careful. You don't want to waste 2 high picks on quarterbacks. That sets you back a little bit. And remember, you cannot have 2 quarterbacks scoring for you in the finale. I'm just going to do another 49er stack. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do another 49er stack. It sets up well, and I only have the 1. But I'm thinking back. The last one we built, it was like 49ers, Jaguars. With the 49ers, it's very comfortable to, for example, take a bye week team on the other side of it. So Josh Allen goes next. Let's watch the board here. JSN in line. Have I ever tried to bust? I don't do that, Terry, but I get it. I don't want to waste that guy's an asshole anyway, right? So I don't want to waste my entry like that. But yes, I get it, right? I totally get it. I totally get doing that. Interesting to see May get sniped up high here. Morgan Elizabeth. I like it. So Morgan building a New England Patriots stack. Where do you go with the second pick when you do that? Here we got Barkley. So the guy at the end, I do like the 6 hole because you can do this combo Barkley Hurts. I think it's a great starting combo at the 6 spot. So if you're sitting there and Barkley's there and Hurts, you can double tap it. Great. And now you just got to hope that one of like Smith or Goddard or AJ Brown comes back around over here. Now Morgan Elizabeth, taking Devontae. All right, little Patriots, and one of the downsides of the Patriots is, and Stafford now they're just broken up and ruined. So they ruined the Rams here. It's completely ruined. All right, I need to think about what I'm doing next. We started with McCaffrey. So our AFC side, we're going to go back to George Kittle and just, embrace this style of build. But I have to also think about, all right, let's try to do Jaguars on the other side of this. Maybe I'll try that. Oh, no, that's what I did the last one, right? Did I do that last time? I don't remember. What else can I do? I could do Jaguars. I could do Houston. We can go Denver, but I don't need to this early. So if I were to go Denver, I don't really need to do that this early on. So I think, it just kind of sets itself up for, I think it sets itself up for Jacksonville. So I'm going to go that way. I think I did Houston on the last one anyway. So let's embrace Jacksonville. And now I'm going to start to highlight all of these teams and players from these teams that can function as combos or combinations for this lineup that I'm building. We want to get Purdy up there. We want to get Lawrence. Oh, burn your food like Florence. Myers. Washington. It's going to kind of highlight some of the players from these teams. Pay attention to what everybody else is doing. So, all right, let's continue to pay attention. You took them. You don't feel forced. Just, good. First draft, don't feel forced. Do not worry about ADP. So then you got Drake May, Diggs, Adams. That's fine. You're building a team. Yeah, all that. Pollock, I know you're going to crush it. I'm sure you're drafting like crazy. These are fun, man. Like, just embrace being weird and different. Know that everybody else is looking at the same draft board. So kind of got to like try to be a little bit unique with some of this stuff. Yeah. See, here we go. Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence, both kind of going to go quick. So I need to pick one. I'm going to try to get Lawrence in this one. We'll see if he goes. If I get Lawrence, I kind of like somewhat would lock down a Jacksonville stack, which is almost a sexier stack, and I can double down something else. Like, yeah, I like Jacksonville, so we're going to get him. And now we have Lawrence and Etienne. So now we're going to try to focus on some of these Jacksonville pass catchers as well. I could always take Purdy in addition, but I don't like that. So we could just kind of embrace picking up these one-offs from these teams. Highlight some of these names as we go through it. Who went? Oh, Jawan Jennings. Somebody fucking with me. He's fucking with me. That's happening right now. That's real. Okay. Who dat? Who's fucking with me? Jawan Jennings? Okay. That's how we're going to do it. Oh, he took Purdy. He's not even fucking with me. I left him Purdy, so he built a mini stack. Actually, that's a smart move on his part. Here's why it's not a smart move, by the way. He's got Puka, A.J. Brown. Look at this idiot. Okay? Let me talk about a stupid draft. Horgy. All right? I don't want to rip too much, but you start with Puka, then you go A.J. Brown, Eagles. Kyron Williams, okay, Rams, Eagles. They're competing with each other in the NFC, and now you took Purdy and Jennings, so we have no AFC players on this guy's team. None. And he's got little mini stacks of 3 different teams from the NFC. That is not how you win. Okay, that's how you lose. Morgan Elizabeth, what's going on with your team? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Drake May, Diggs, Henry, Stevenson, Adams. That's how you build a... So the Patriots make it. Love that. And fuck it. Adams helps you get there. Now for this one, just continue to hammer Patriots players while building a couple of alt NFC stacks that could get there. Maybe some of the guys late. Maybe some of the players from Seattle or other teams that stick around. Now this guy, Wags, Stroud, Bo Nix, double tap. Stroud with him. Bo Nix just solo. All right. I don't know. Barkley solo. Hurts. Okay. And then just, all right. I don't know. Not going to critique it. Let's just keep watching our shit and don't worry about anybody else, right? So let's see. We've got Trevor Lawrence. We're building a really nice stack around Jacksonville. So I'm going to keep embracing that. We're going to grab Parker Washington. I might even grab Brenton Strange here. But the secondary thing I think we could do, now that we have that going, is kind of like build an alternative NFC stack to... We've got Kittle and McCaffrey here. I could get Pearsall, so I'm going to highlight him. And we got a 3-man from that. But I should probably try to build an alternative stack, maybe like Seattle or something. Let's see. Strange is 38. We're at pick 38 right now. So Khalil Shakir's dropping. Walker Parkinson's dropping a little bit. I don't need him. I'm going to go with Strange here. But from here, I want to build an alternative NFC stack. So now we're saying, hey, Trevor Lawrence got to get there for this one to really work. What can we do on the NFC? Seattle's got some players still floating around. Yeah, it'd be Seattle players maybe. Yeah, they tend to last the longest. So we'll kind of maybe build an alternative Seattle stack on this one. Check the sportsbook odds for team to make it and just try to draft those teams. Yeah, I mean, hey, again, we're right here. It's on screen. KJH, we've been showing this the whole time. This is not hard to find. Conference winners. not win the Super Bowl. Conference winners, Broncos, Patriots, Texans, Bills, right? Jaguars, they're all about the same. And here we've got Seattle, Rams, and Eagles that stand up massively above the rest. So there we go. But don't assume that the sports books are perfectly correct either. But yes, we're definitely looking at that stuff. That's critical stuff to look at. But just understand the general and overarching strategy for these things is if we have to have the Super Bowl team heavily represented, the Super Bowl team's heavily represented, or we're not going to win. So you get like a bargain on certain teams that have a bye week. You can get bargains on them in terms of drafting their players late. And if some of those work out, then great. So I think I'm going to try to embrace Seattle because Seattle players just drop, right? So I yes, of course I built around the Rams, but Seattle players just drop. So now I'm going to start to kind of build a secondary stack around Seattle if I can for the NFC, because I've got heavy Jacksonville exposure on the AFC side. So I'm basically saying with this lineup, if it's not Jacksonville, this one's probably not going to get there. So we're going to embrace Jacksonville, embrace that certainty, and then kind of build like a second mini stack around Seattle if I can. I got Barner. He's the only player left. Actually, all right, well, that's not what I was hoping for. They grabbed him quick. Yeah, Charbonnet just went. I was going to get Charbonnet. I guess we'll take Barner. Remember, when you get to pick 51, you start to look at their ADPs to see, all right, am I going to have a chance at this player? I like it. If you don't build a Ram stack, you can take pieces from the Panthers and get a double benefit if the Panthers win their game. Should I keep going, guys? This is we're 3 drafts in. Draft-a-palooza. Should we just keep it going? Let me know. Brian Thomas, I'm waiting to see if we can get him. It's going to be tough. I think he'll go before that. Yeah, Kenny Gainwell's a nice little one-off piece. A couple little one-offs that are kind of interesting, still floating around. Where's Darnold? Darnold went early in this one. Guys, we've seen... I'm just doing the $3 one. I'm just doing the $3 ones. Yeah. Again, these are just... Yeah, you got to just do a lot of them. I strongly recommend doing these. Like, there's no reason for $3 to give yourself something interesting to root for in the playoffs. Why are you not doing these? This is like the fucking pocket maxes that I told you guys about from week 1 of the NFL season. There's a 1 cent to enter game. It's a penny. I've already won it 4 times, equal to $4,000. Okay? So I've won it 4 times, and it cost a penny. Here. You don't believe me? Where's my tickets? Yeah. Oh, you can't see it. Want to see my tickets? Look. Those are $1,000 tickets from the penny game. What are we doing here? Why aren't you in there? How do I get... Uh-oh. How do I get in there? I just hit backspace, and now I've lost my place. Oh, here we go. Oh, boy. All right, Evan Ingram, done. I don't know why he was in my queue, but that's what happened. I forgot what I was doing. See, I scrolled away. I got distracted. I don't remember what the hell I was doing anymore. I lost all track of everything. Oh, we're on the clock. Did I get Brian Thomas Jr.? No. Gainwell, Higbee, Higgins. Let's go Higgins here. No, by the way, other Army people won a bunch of these tickets too. It had nothing to do with that. I'm just telling you, if it wasn't me, it was other DFS Army winning these. DFS Army won maybe 20, 30. I would say we may have had 40 tickets. We'll see when the contest opens. It would not shock me if DFS Army alone has 40 or 50 tickets. That's how much we embrace this thing, because I love it. Why did I like it? Because it's everything that I want from DFS, that contest. It gives us our excitement. It gives us our high. It gives us the adrenaline hit when you win one. But at the same time, it doesn't drain your bankroll. I never want DFS for anybody to be a thing that is anything but like your casual entertainment money. And the best way that I get entertainment from DFS or best ball is by not losing money first and foremost, and every single week giving myself a shot at a big win. My bankroll went up and down all season long. I'm up for the season of NFL. I'm up maybe $6,000 in total between FanDuel and DraftKings, but that's not even what it's about for me. I still can win. I still can win a big tournament, right? So that's not what it's about. I have a big win. Great. It feels amazing. But more, I'm challenging myself, and this is my entertainment. This is what I do for fun. This is my hobby. Like other people do other things. I don't know. People, or even worse, you embrace your hobbies. Sometimes they're destructive. So this is, to me, as long as we are keeping it, the dollar amount in check, not being stupid, only using our entertainment money, I embrace it. I think it's great. I think this is what you want to do. But the minute you start to overdo it, some people get addicted to things, and I hope that no one's that. You don't want to overdo it. It should never be your rent money or anything. And that's why if you watch my shows and my content, that's why it's fun and it's funny, and I joke around and I make a stupid song at the beginning of the show. That's why I do that, because this is our fun, guys. This is this is not your job. You're choosing this for entertainment. By the way, if you want a job, start arbing, because you go to Sharp app, you arb, you're going to lock button make a couple grand a month. Like everybody who's doing it is making a few grand a month. It's not like gambling. It's a whole different thing. So check out Sharp app, go do that, right? If you want income and work, you do it, it's income. But what we're doing here, this is just for fun. By the way, congrats to Westside, 521 last night, 50K winner. And this is what I'm talking about. As long as you're still in this, you're in the game, being reasonable, pocket maxes, put yourself in the game in a position to play a bunch of lineups. All of a sudden you hit the miracle. The lotto ticket hits. We had a member, Bandito Burrito, win 1.8 million the other day in a contest, now I highly don't recommend playing slots. What is it called? Yeah. He was playing slots on the fucking casino of DraftKings. I do not recommend doing that, but hey man, you put enough lotto tickets out there, all of a sudden you get a 50K winner. This is pretty common. Audi, also DFS Army, really cool. Kind of second place here. So last night they hammered it. Another one, Jay Moore, 10K winner from 2 nights ago. But look at this, Westside and Audi, both top two. To do the arbing, how much do you need? I would say for arbitrage, and one of the cool things about arbitrage, Juan, is number one, when you sign up at Sharp, our guys will contact you and literally offer you not just direct instructions how to sign up for the sites and how to get going, but they'll offer you a 15 to 30 minute face-to-face, totally comes with your subscription to Sharp tutorial, literally teaching you personally how to do it. With that being said, I would say spread out between 4 or 5 sports books. I want you to start with at least $1,000. If you start with 500, here's the thing. All the bonuses you get from the sports books for that 500 will end up making your bankroll over 1,000 anyway. So how much money you start with, remember, you're going to get bonuses. So it's going to probably be 1.5x what you put in. So if you're like, hey, I can start with 1,000, actually you'll have about 1,500 in your bankroll if you follow the steps that Chapo or Sharp Surgeon will teach you at the sign-up process. That's what I'm saying. We show you how to do it. And go to the ARB Talk channel in the DFS Army Discord. Like, I'm begging you, go to that channel and just start reading through and talking and seeing what everybody's doing. They're all printing money. We don't lose when we ARB. It's a win only type of strategy. So you're just green every single day. Some people have rent that they're paying. If you got a $1,500 apartment that you rent, it's going to pay your rent. Yeah, drafters is a whole other thing. Drafters, you're not going to do that. Yeah, I don't use drafters here. So fuck them, right? They once called me, but they offered such a small amount of like money in order to be an affiliate with them that I was like, fuck those guys. Unless their site was awesome, I don't want to do it. And DraftKings doesn't pay me shit for this. I just like doing these. That's why we're doing them. Yes, they will literally, they will tell you which sports books to sign up for in your state, show you how to sign up. We have one that's like crypto sign up, but it's awesome. So you need instruction on how to sign up for that one. But each state is different. That's why you need that one-on-one. I can't tell you a generalized what to do. I don't know where you are, what sports books are in your state and all of that. But our guys will literally meet with you. Other sites, you'd have to pay $500 for an hour meeting with somebody like that. But, Sharp we're about teaching people. It's just like DFS Army, but for sports betting and for arbitrage betting. It's a money-making scheme. It's really not betting on sports, although we want to add in a component of risk-taking. But for the most part, when you're arbing, you're not risk-taking. You're just printing cash. I look at it more like when I had cryptocurrency miners, and they would just be working all day and making $5-10 a day. It didn't seem like that much, but I didn't care. I loved it. I got 3-4 of them. All of a sudden, I'm making $20 a day. And then I'd wait till the end of the month and I'd look and be like, wow, I made $1,000. Cool. Like that's how arbing works. You do have to sit down and do it. But at the end of the day, you make a lot of money. All right, we're going to do one more, but I'll just kind of look through this draft and talk through what everybody did, because we had a couple people in the chat here that drafted along with us. So let's get right back into this. So my start. First of all, fuck you, Horgy. Fuck you, right? Howard G. Not a fan. Unless you're in the chat, in which case, that's what's up. Heart, love you. But if you're not in the chat, fuck you. I hate you, right? So, because he stole some of my players. So here we go. McCaffrey, George Kittle, 49ers combo to start. Somebody took Purdy way early. Somebody stole like a Kyron Will. I feel like somebody else stole a player from me at one point. Yeah, Purdy. So then it comes back around with Kittle. I get ETN and I say, okay, let's embrace 49ers and Jacksonville. So now we've got 49ers, Jacksonville, ETN. So let's keep going. Jacksonville, we got Myers, Washington. So now I've got Lawrence, ETN, Myers, Washington with a two-man 49er guy thing. Now we got Strange. So we're a more complete Jacksonville. If Jacksonville makes the playoffs, so I started to think, all right, we've now built the Jacksonville side up for this lineup really well. We've got all their players for the most part. The only guy is Brian Thomas Jr. Some asshole stole him right before I could. So I said, all right, let's build up a secondary NFC side just in case the 49ers don't get there. That's where I got Kenny Walker, Barner, and then I just added Evan Ingram because I needed a tight end, Higgins. So these guys were kind of one-off pieces to get you there. So in the case of this lineup, if it's Jacksonville against the 49ers, we're golden if we get to the Super Bowl because I have enough players from both. And if it happens to not be the 49ers, but instead it's Seattle, which is reasonable, I've got a couple pieces from Seattle in here as well. So I'm going to call this acceptable, right? And this is 49ers, Jacksonville. So check that one off the box, and a little Seattle, Jacksonville can check that one off the box as well. The nuts, Allen and James Cook. This is a good start for you, my man. That's a great start. Then you're coming back around, a piece from the Eagles. We got Kincaid in here. And now, hey, pivot off of the Eagles to Green Bay. We got 2 pieces from Green Bay. Khalil Shakir. Now we got a piece from 2 pieces from Chicago. Okay. 3rd piece from Chicago. Another piece from Green Bay. So, and then Cooks. So nuts. I like this draft. It's built around Josh Allen and the Bills. And you have a little taste of I think this one would work much better if Packers get there, but you got a little taste of the Bears as well. I like this. This is a well-rounded lineup that could get you there. Well done. And then Morgan Elizabeth, let's see what happened here. Starts with Drake May and then takes Devontae Adams, one-off piece. Steffi Diggs here, Hunter Henry, Stevenson. So now we got a pretty complete Patriots build going with a one-off from the Rams. And now we got a one-off, another piece of the Rams, Swift, 49ers, Love, just random. That doesn't fit with anybody, but you got him late, I guess. Booty back, Shaheed. I feel like this fell off the rails a little bit. So Morgan Elizabeth, let's see. Stevenson, no Trevion, but we got. So this is a heavy enough Patriots build that I think if the Patriots get to the show, then this could work. It could work, but it went a little off the hills in terms of the NFC side of it. So, but still okay. This has real chances. But you need. I don't really even know what you're rooting for here. I think I don't know. You're really hoping for the Patriots. Yeah, it's just a Pats one, and you'll have some small groupings from the other side. I think if you could build those more aggressively, even better. Oh, I got Sean Hoy over here in the let's open this up. So I got Sean Hoy in the in my DMs here, sending me his more recent. Let's see. This looks like an underdog one. Stafford. Yeah, this is no bueno. This is just no good because you don't have a Super Bowl. You don't have a Super Bowl running back. No Super Bowl running back. Need a Super Bowl running back. All right. Should I do one more? I'm kind of hungry. Like this is what happens. I just get hungry and now I'm like, fuck, I didn't eat lunch. But I love me some Draftapalooza. I should order food and take Draftapalooza should just go all day. I feel like somebody else should step in, like Bobby Wow jump in and do some draft. Like maybe we should do an all day Draftapalooza with different hosts, just switching in. A Milky. What the hell is a Milky? Is that lunch? Is that a term? Is that a term that describes a lunch of some sort? Right? Ray Zanny, should we do just Draftapalooza and just different hosts? Like, Ray, jump in, take over for an hour. I'll be back. I'm going to go have some lunch. I'm going to order some chicken Sammys. You know what I mean? A little spicy chicken. As you can tell, I'm thinking about spicy chicken sandwiches. Yeah. All right. Let's give it one more shot. Let's hope we don't get pick number 2 again. I want to try to see if I can build another Bills. I really want to get a Bills one going. What? How? How do I keep getting pick number 2? All right. I'm definitely not doing another 49ers, or should I? Ray, tomorrow all day. Tell your clients I'm out today. What are you doing? Doing Draftapalooza. What the fuck is Draftapalooza? If you don't know, you don't deserve to know. That's what you tell them. You say, if you don't know, you don't deserve to know. Bobby Wow said he'd pop back on. Yeah, we got to do all day Draftapalooza. Why isn't DraftKings sponsoring it? DraftKings could be like, guys, I like what you're up to. I'm going to sponsor that shit. All right, Ray, we're doing it tomorrow. Brady's not in the, the producer's not in the studio right now, but I'm going to tell him an all-day Draftapalooza. We're just going to keep it going. I have shit going on tomorrow. I can't do all-day stuff. I still have to make the the playoff videos. Yeah, give me some site credits, bro. That's right. Why the hell is DraftKings should be paying for my entries? I'm fucking streaming these. All right, let's see who's in here with us. Chris Logo is in there. All right, we got one. Oh, it's just the tight end difference. By the way, we could do these. I just happen to be using DraftKings, but it's just like I have in my mind that players on DraftKings are less good at best ball than players on underdog, but I don't know that that's true. All right, so again, Puka goes first. And now I kind of want to embrace doing something a little different here. What if we go with Barkley and see if we can build an Eagles full blast stack for this one? And again, it's mostly just because we built 2 49ers ones already. And so I don't want to do it. The reason I didn't take Josh Allen is because I've seen people getting Josh Allen with pick 5 or pick 6 and then Cook. And I know I have no chance of an Allen Cook combination picking from where I just was. So I just kind of said, you know what? I'm going to be at a disadvantage against the people who picked Allen and Cook like at the 6th turn. So I don't think I can win that way. So that's kind of like, I'd rather try to get a 6 hole and see if Allen drops to me or something like that. So one of the challenges of this whole format, let's see what happens here. Yeah, see, if I took Allen here, what about all the people that just got Allen Cook right there, right? So I'm now in a disadvantageous spot against those guys. So I don't want to do that. But what I don't think a lot of people do is kind of take Barkley this early, and we'll see what kind of a potential Eagle stack I can build given the situation. So here we go. Puka goes first, but once again, Adams and Stafford go for one of these late combos, which is fine. That's a very common combination as well. But just, it's one of the reasons why a lot of the Puka shares will be naked, and why that one lineup I did before with Puka and Devontae in it, I think was really strong. Now, when you start McCaffrey, Chris Logo, you're really just probably going to take Kittle with the 2nd pick. And, that's just always going to be what people do. So here we go. All right. I got Barkley. We're going to embrace it. A.J. Brown. And then we're going to try to get Jalen Hurts. And we're just going to try to build the super stack around the Eagles. Yeah, building it. I mean, this is just building itself. So Hurts, Barkley, Brown. Yeah. Players Club, yes. Saturday early. And it's going to be focused primarily. We're going to do a tournament tactics on Friday with the whole crew. Burns, Bobby Wow, Josiah, Joe Zaddy. Everybody's going to be there. And then on Saturday, I will have a Players Club. But a lot of that's going to be just making lineups, really setting up the Dom station to attack the 2-gamer. Adams is fine. Don't be scared of Adams. They rested him on purpose. All right, so let's see what everybody else is doing here. But just know, don't worry about Adams. He's going to be great. They rested him on purpose. So, Devontae Smith, really? Okay. All right, that's how we're doing it. Okay. All right. Now I know. All right, so the second thing I need to start to think about is what is the other team that will be part of this stack. So I'm just kind of looking through, and let's see. So we've got the Eagles on the NFC. So here's Cortland Sutton. We can maybe consider that. Brock Purdy goes. I'm going to take Goddard with this next pick. I'm going to make sure I get the full Eagles experience. So now I have enough players from the Eagles. Brown, that's all I'm going to get. So everything else, I need wide receiver flex from multiple other teams, right? So we'll try a Sutton one. It does not matter what the team is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of, Cortland Sutton just went. That's the problem with Broncos. They're nowhere. Where are they? Bo Nix? Like, where are these players? They don't have any good players, so they go so late. So I need to think of a different one. Let's see. Eagles. I can do a Stevenson. Marion Hampton. I can go Myers here and embrace Jacksonville. Can probably do Myers and Washington. All right, let's try that. Myers and Parker Washington. Yeah, just so you know. Yeah, it's not even a hedge bet, dude. I'm gonna draft every team. That's what I'm saying. Like, what I did in the last draft has nothing to do with what I'm doing in the next one. I just want to draft combinations. I just want to make sure that at the end, it's the Eagles against the Jaguars. Ooh, cool. I built that combination. That's all that matters. I just want to have enough combinations to make me live. My goal will be how many lineups do you think I need to draft here? I would say in order just to get to round 3 with even one lineup, I probably have to draft. So remember, if you get to round 4 of this contest, it pays $150, right? That implies that at a bare minimum, you'd need 50 lineups to give yourself an average shot at making it to the big game. So if I did 150 lineups, then my best case scenario, just think about this as I'm like talking instead of fucking concentrating on what I'm doing, which is going to ruin this one. But sorry, where was I? Jacksonville. So, they keep taking my guys. That's what keeps happening. Bo Nix. I'm going to, Brenton Strange, Jacksonville. I'm just looking for players from Jacksonville that I can build upon here. Or even Schultz, and we can even do Houston. Like I said, Houston is something that can be embraced. 38, we're at pick 35. I can take Bo Nix here. Bo Nix, but I don't have any other pieces from that team, so I'm not going to do that. Let's go Brenton Strange and kind of embrace Jacksonville. So I'm going to embrace Jacksonville and Houston here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to try to get a skinny Texan stack. Yeah. By the way, they will buy the pot. I want the fucking credit. I want to buy the pot too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing that, guys. I want that shit for me, right? Like I want the pot. I want to buy the pot. I'm available for pot purchasing. I buy pot all the time. What are we even talking about right now? I know I say it wrong. I just I purposefully pronounce it that way. Because it's how it's spelled. I'm just, Aaron. It's very much Chris Logo. I think we might be competing. I don't like that. Competing for the skinny stack. Oh, it's showing on my screen. No, this is the problem. That's why I keep telling you guys, don't draft against me. I don't want that. I'm trying to win one of these. I mean, the other thing is, hey, McConkey, there's there's availability for a skinny Charger stack as well. A skinny Charger stack is floating around here. Yeah, Stroud. I mean, you could build a full Houston stack if we want, and keep going down. Yeah, definitely can enhance the experience. Your boy was at the dispensary 2 days ago, just fucking like a kid in a candy store. Tell me about all these items, sir. Tell me more. I'm at the dispensary like, Tell me about your wares. What are the new products lines? All right, here we go. Skinny Houston. Embrace it. I like to take the running back because that's where you need the help. Like in those early rounds, Barkley fucks up. All right, I got this other guy. Do I have ETN on this team? No, I didn't get ETN. So, yeah, you kind of like need that extra running back action to help you get past the round. We got Schultz here, but I also kind of like this Lad McConkey situation. Bracing that too. Fuck it. Let's go. Let's take a look and see if there are any more Chargers players. Herbert's here. Quentin Johnston. Even Keenan Allen is floating around somewhere. Or yeah, he's probably so low you can't even find him. You know what? Dude, you're right about that. There's a lot of piercings and there's a lot of gauges and face tattoos going on in that store. like a lot of face tats. But I'm in there like, sir, tell me about your wares. What are the new products for today? You know, like I'm talking to them like I'm in the doctor's office. Like, oh, tell me about this item. That's literally yesterday. That's not even a made up story. Like some of the shit I just tell funny stories, but that's real. I was just there yesterday. Chargers, Gadsden. So I'm just looking at these AFC teams that I'm trying to build around. Dude, the world is getting crazy. I'm thinking about, by the way, I'm thinking about a whole other podcast. It would just take me so much time where I'm like, the world is fucked up. And let me tell you why and how everything is fucked up about it. Because I see it and I feel like I should share it. But you might not like what you hear. But I'm like, oh my God, how fucked up are people? How stupid are people? I was like thinking about doing a podcast about it, but it's just like to save the world. And then I was like, why should I do that? Let's keep playing fucking DFS and fantasy football and enjoying my life. Don't need to get all serious. But I did think about it. All right, we got Gadsden, Herbert. So we're kind of embracing this secondary stack. I still like Hurts though, but all right, let's go for it. Yeah. Unburdened. I should call the podcast Unburdened by What Has Been. That would be the name of the podcast. All right, where were we? We're on our last couple picks. I can't remember what I built around at this point. See, I distract myself. I'm supposed to be locked in. Gadsden, let's go. Yeah. I feel like there are people who would understand it. Luther Unburdened by What Has Been. That's right. Yeah, Luke Burden. There needs to be a way, by the way, to just highlight, by team. Oh, you can do that. Jesus. At this point, I actually think a good way to work this would be just, all right. So it would just be like, okay, who do we build around? Eagles, Texans, Chargers, Eagles, Texans, Chargers, Jaguars. All right, so let's see. Let's say I do that. Let's see what's showing up here. Oh, not much. Will Shipley. How about Tank Bigsby? How about Barkley gets hurt and Bigsby comes on and carries the team? Let's do it. Guys, that's what you do for the last pick. Do something stupid, like take Tank Bigsby, and if that guy is healthy and the other guy gets hurt and it's a miracle in the final game, you're the only one who has Bigsby, that's how you win all the monies. Yeah, why not, right? Like that's a win all the money pick if you're right. All right, let's see. Guys, we're going to be back tomorrow for Draftapalooza. We might be doing the longest Draftapalooza ever. Something we should have planned. Ray Zanny's going to come on. He's going to host the show. Let's have Bobby Wow come in here. I think everybody should do a couple hours. And let's just draft a ton of teams. Let's see how this one went. Because I got to eat after this. So this will be our last analysis. But we had a couple of guys in the chat here, or at least one in here with us. So let's see what I did. I don't even know what the fuck I did. The hipsters. Yes, I love that you guys have been with me all season long. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. I am hungry, bro. Have not eaten yet. All right. Barkley, Brown, Hurts, Goddard. Bam. We got the Eagles, right? We got the whole Eagles crew. So now I'm like, all right, let's get some AFC action to match. Myers, Strange, Thomas Jr. We got a 3-pack of Jacksonville. Eagles, Jacksonville covered, right? Then I'm like, take Woody Marks. Started to think we'll get a Houston stack going, but then I abandoned it and just went back to McConkey, Gadsden, Herbert for this little mini Charger stack. Finish it off with Bigsby, one extra piece for our Eagles stack. So basically what we have here is an Eagles pretty full stack. When I say full stack, I mean, look how many roster spots we have. Quarter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 6 spots. So I get how many players from the Eagles? I was hoping to get Devontae Smith to really push this, but I got all the relevant pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for every skinny stack that I have beyond this one, I need 2 players. So we've got 3 from Jacksonville. So this is a solid little thing. And we've got two position players from Chargers. So I have Chargers, Jacksonville covered. I didn't quite full cover with Houston. So I needed a second player from Houston to kind of make a third skinny stack. In my perfect world, it would have been a bigger stack, but man, shit was happening crazy. And I started going off on crazy stories. I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. I distracted myself. I distracted me. But this is a solid one as well. Who was in here? Chris Logo. Let's see what you did here, Chris. All right. Let's see what Chris did. McCaffrey, Kittle, Purdy. That's a 3-man, and Jennings. So we got a 4-person San Francisco stack. Start building the Collins stack. But then here, maybe a little off the rails with Christian Watson and Josh Jacobs. So we kind of got a second little skinny Packers stack going on there. Green Bay, which competes with your San Francisco stack. CJ Stroud paired up with Collins. Fine, right? So we've got 2 pieces, but again, that's only one person that's scoring. So I want to see from here with Stroud, I want to see more pieces from Houston. And there we go. We got Schultz, good. Then a couple more pieces here, Dubs, and just San Francisco. Ooh, I like that. Robinson, really good last pick. So a very, very deep San Francisco stack with a couple of skinnies. I would have liked to see, I think I fucked you up a little bit by taking Woody Marks. If I could go back again, I would leave him for you, but I did leave you Dalton Schultz. Yeah. Oh my gosh. The monkey brain is even harder to get away from when you're not explaining yourself. It's crazy. Yeah, that's right, brother. You know it. That's what DFS Army is about. You're getting it. We're a crew. I want you guys to win. I don't want anybody else to win. Fuck them all. It's us against the world. That's how I look at it. But I do not mind. Oh, Wonder Woman in the DMs. How you doing? With the draft. Yeah, so I'm getting DMs now from people who are watching and doing these drafts. I love it. Let's see how you want to look at this guy's draft. Here, I'll do one more. We'll just look at this guy, Wonder Woman from DFS Army. He's in the chat here, but let's see. Stafford, Kyron, Puka. Yeah, this is good. Stafford, Kyron, Puka. That's a nice combo. Washington, Strange. Got Blake Corum in there as well. So you got the double down. Second stack with Lawrence, Strange, and Parker Washington. Then you got Parkinson in there. One-off turds. Oh, yeah. This is this is a really good one. Yeah, this is really good. I'm going to let him know. Really good. All right. Yeah. I think it's Blitz, though, not Wonder Woman. All right, guys. That was a good lineup, though, for Blitz, Wonder Woman as well. Guys, that's going to wrap it up. Draftapalooza Day 2, Wednesday. Remember, we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to keep these Draftapaloozas going. So we got a big one tomorrow, race. We might try to just go a really long kind of all-day thing or keep it going for a few hours if we can get some alternate hosts in here. That's not just me. I got to eat. But hopefully you enjoyed. Keep drafting these teams. Mark off the combinations that you've made. And I want you to look through them and make sure you've covered as many combinations as you're comfortable with. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Good luck, everybody. Remember, I'll have the playoff slate sort of general breakdowns going here, probably by the end of today. And then, yeah, tomorrow at noon, we'll be back for another Draftapalooza. I'll have the general slate. Like I said, breakdowns going today. I think I have something at 1:30 tomorrow. So I have a meeting tomorrow at some point. So I would need someone else to take it over. But general slate breakdowns today, tournament tactics on Friday. Don't forget, like, subscribe. We're doing best ball all off season too. If you're a best ball fan, this is where you want to be. I'm going to keep it going in the off season. We'll have some pre-draft best ball, some post-draft. We're not going to do it every single day that intensely because I need a break. But we're going to be doing a ton of best ball content and a ton of live streaming and all that here all off season. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Ooh, go out with the song. Go out with the song. Let's do it.